Well, hello, and welcome back. Hey, how's it going, everybody? So give me just one more second here. I just was going to finish up a message. Also, let me know if the music is too loud. Last time, I think the music was too loud, or maybe it was just bad music. And some people complained about that, but I haven't changed the volume settings. So maybe... I bet I know what it was. It wasn't the music was too loud. My mic resets every once in a while in system settings, and I forget that I have to go back and change it. Yep. That's what happened. That's exactly what happened. I can't believe I forgot about that. Because this has happened multiple times in the past where if the microphone, if I move something around, I unplug the microphone from the USB, or I actually take my laptop somewhere, when I come back, I have to readjust the volume of the mic because it resets back to 50% for some reason. And I tried scripting it with Apple Script, and I couldn't get it figured out. So we're going to be working on some Go stuff, probably just for about an hour. We'll see. I can't stay up too late because I got to get up in 4 hours, 5 hours, I guess. We'll see if I end up driving or if my wife ends up driving. But we got a little trip tomorrow. Oh, and pop top, my friends, it's Fresca time. And I'm sorry if that wasn't super satisfying. I mindlessly started opening it before we actually got the stream started, and so that first little that one I did without y'all, so I apologize. Let me just finish this message real quick. Take me about 30 seconds, and then we'll get into the Go code. Okay. Here we go. And we're live. All right. Cheers. You know, there's something special about Fresca. It's the original fake soda. All those other imitators, the Diet Coke, they just don't hold a candle to it. Truthfully. Okay. Where did we leave off? I think I'd committed a nice whipper. Oh, here was the thing that was really surprising to me. So, for some reason, I am not clear why. There's two things that are going on weird. One, as you can see, the syntax highlighting in my shell files has gone nuts, and I have no idea why. It just went nuts. I don't know what setting to change, but that's not the thing I was talking about. The thing that is particularly weird... Oh, let me just close that out so that doesn't distract me with stuff popping up in my face. The thing that's particularly weird is that if I run these commands one by one by hand, they run fine. If I run them in the script, for some reason that I just can't understand, the Go mod vendor fails. So it'll work the first time, and then this does its stuff, and then it fails. So I don't know what to do about that. Very weird. I think it might be related to... There's some sort of build bugs in Go 1.20, or maybe they're not bugs. Maybe they're just changes that I don't know about. But I heard somebody else complaining about some build task stuff like this not working, and I didn't know much about it, and and now I just encountered this for myself. So anyway, but the place where I was at was just adding... Let me actually get to the list here and go to... Yeah, this should be it. So I'm just adding first the sudo routes, so that basically the admin routes. I call them the sudo routes because we already have... Because we're kind of multi-tenanted. We're not... I don't know. We're not strictly multi-tenanted. We're not multi-tenanted in the strict sense, but we have groups that have admins in them, and so to differentiate system admin and support admin from the admin of the account, we call these routes the sudo routes, because they're they're super user. They're support can get in there and can make clerical edits and stuff on someone's behalf, and yeah. So good. So I think I just tested the me. And I think that was the last thing I did. So let's take a look at what we've got here. Hey, how's it going? Feel free to ask questions, say hello, whatever. I think I just tested both of these. Let me go check and see where we're at there. It was in this tab. Was it? Get individual. Was it individuals? Okay. And there was get individual, or what was it? Get records. There we go. Get records is the one that I think I just done. Was this for the orgs? This was sudo rec. No, it wasn't get records. Did I test the? Maybe I didn't test the /me. I think that's the next thing I need to do is test the /me. Oh, there it is. Get party records. I need to rename all the things. Alright, so let me just go ahead and make sure that this is still working. Gosh, the color being wrong is really throwing me off. But if I do ft, set ft, it says file type sh. So I don't know why it's picking up bad syntax highlighting. Let me just see if I update to the latest AL. Is this the cure for what ails me? No. I don't know what could be going on there. Because as far as I'm aware, AL is what provides... Does AL provide the syntax highlighting or just syntax checking? I'm not sure. Anyway. Excuse the fact that everything's blue like a comment and just things are all out of sorts. Also, that should be a dot. Whoops. I don't know why that was a source. It should be a dot. Do it. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, this will issue the token, and then it will load the token, and then it will use the token. And I think I had it set up for a test user, so let's just run this again, make sure that gremlins haven't come in here and done anything nasty. Okay, good. So here's our... Good. Okay, there's our test user with some test data. And then I need to do the same thing for the org as well. I think that's the next piece. I think I'll actually move this down. There we go, because this is where I edit, and that's where I run. So, no, I do want to stay back in here. So we got the route for me, and then we need the route for the org. And let's see if I can find more information. Okay, this has got account ID here. So I think this is the individual ID, and that's the account ID. And these are going to be all of his... Okay, SGZ, is that what this other one is too? I gotta search some of these names so I know what the heck they're in reference to, because I think they're anime characters and things like that. Okay, so these are actually from different accounts. That's fine. Okay. So let me go ahead and we're just going to copy this, make slight change. So let's try org postrecords.sh. I'm going to rename that one. We're going to call it bin me list records. What? There we go. And this will be sudo list records. Sudo list individuals. Oh, and servers came today, by the way. Whoops. So got some R620s. We started setting them up. And so we're going to, for the next week or two, we're going to run just 2 clusters and just kind of play around with them. Learn the system a bit better. Probably reformat them, set them up again. Try migrating. Try some failure modes. You know, pull the plug on one. Migrate. Auto migrate VMs and containers. Manually migrate. I got to learn the options in Caddy to manage upstreams. Sudo list orgs. What are y'all up to tonight? What's chat doing? Okay, go mod vendor, me list records. Okay, that looks better. Taking a break from a side project? Why are you taking a break? Side projects are the break. What's up, Kev Burns Jr.? What's your side project? And what's your main project? All right, so we're going to do vim bin org list records. Learning object-oriented programming using C#. Hey, L Cravo. Afraid that I might get fired because I seem dumb. Lol. That's probably unlikely. I think that we're all dumb, and computers are a lot dumber, and we have 2 dumb systems interacting with one another. You don't get the addition of their benefits. You get the product of their weaknesses. So it's a struggle for everybody. I consider myself to be an expert coder, and I struggle every day. Okay, what am I doing? I got org list records. Yes, this is what I want to check out. So I want to try org records limit 3, and we are going to change this from token issue individual to token issue org. And then we'll have an org, JWT. And you said main project is job, side project is a cluster coordinator. Tell me more. So I've got my first bunch of R620s, and I am so excited about it, but they are going into a data center. I'm going to keep one at home for running TrueNAS and a couple of dinky VMs and containers, but Oh, there it is right there. My org token. But we're going to put 4 R620s and 1 R720XD in the data center. The R720XD is going to manage some backups and stuff. And then essentially 2 of the R620s are just going to be hot spares. It's a startup, my first job. Well, when you're at a startup, you've got a lot of opportunity. You've got a lot of you can fail at things and it's going to be okay and nobody's going to know because they don't know what they're doing anyway either. So, working with a handful of people, I do not have a senior dev to help me too. That is tough. Go to meetups. Go meetup.com or just search for user groups and find some people that are doing some similar stuff to what you're doing and learn from the greats. The senior that you have is kind of bad at English. Outsourced. They have a database with no primary keys. Oh. Oh my. I don't even know how that's possible. And the reason I say that is because even the bad tutorials online show you to set up primary keys. So, yeah. Yeah, well, I'm no stranger to having to work through stuff. I mean, this is a pretty bad database. Well, not this. Well, this one is not much of a database at all yet. This one, but what this is migrating from is a WordPress style database where it's just all slush data, and it makes sense because it came out of a form generator. The evolution of the project makes sense for how the project got to where it is, but oh man, it's tough. All right, so let's see. I'll just chmod all the things. Vendor me list records, and then we're gonna do bin org list records, and this one probably won't work. Yeah, because we don't have a token issue org. We have a token issue individual. So let me grab that, and then we're gonna make this the template for the token issue org. Oop. Okay, there we go. See, I just don't know what's going on with the syntax highlighting. It makes no rhyme. There's no rhyme or reason to it, to me. I think it's loading the syntax highlighting for Ruby or something. I don't even know. Okay, and then I need to grab, where was that at? Was it here? I think it was here. So I'll run the me list records again. And we'll go back and we'll find account ID here. And then we'll just go into our little bin, token issue org. And I think we just called it account ID, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, except that we're going to need the old account ID, not this account ID. Let me see. Does it list old account ID in there? I don't think it does. I think I'm going to have to go into the database, and I'm going to have to select star from I didn't know. Take a look at this again. Select star from ledger party. No, ledger party from party. Where account ID equals this. where ID equals this. Okay, good. Did this show up in this list? What? Oh, it's the first one. Got it. All right, that makes sense. All right, so the old ID for this is then 2. Great. That's one of the originals. Excellent. Okay. So, actually, we might want a different one. No, we'll go with it. We'll go with 2. What was... Oh, there we go. Okay, let me catch up on chat. Outsourced. Yeah, outsourced is tough. You can have good experiences outsourcing, but you need to have a strong technical lead in order to have a good experience outsourcing. Individuals don't have good experiences outsourcing. Agencies have good experience outsourcing because the agencies know how to manage. They have the expertise to be able to find. First of all, they do repeat work, so they do things that are really similar to what they've done before, and they use the same methodology and the same process, and they've got people that they work with, and they know what the communication needs to be to streamline it. But agencies are not good for startups. Agencies are not good for when you are trying to figure out what your path is. Agencies are good for when you've already got things well established and you know what you need, and you can kind of come in and say, okay, you know, we need X, and be pretty much right about what you need, and then have them build X, and they will basically just manage the communication with the outsourcing. It is very difficult to get individual results, good individual results outsourcing. You have to be pretty expert, I think. And I have gotten good results outsourcing, especially on very small projects and projects where you know exactly what you need. I'm dependent on the money I get from the job, therefore I need to hold on to it. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Okay, so account ID is actually going to be 2. Verified needs to be true with a comma at the end. And the rest of this is probably just fine. Oh, and we need to change this to org, not party. And then here we can throw up shell check disable equals SC 1090. You know it's bad when you start memorizing the error codes. You know it's bad when you thought you had the error codes memorized and then it turns out that you don't. Whatever. I'm gonna leave that one alone. Cool, that worked. I'm somewhat surprised. I think that it probably didn't work. I probably didn't change something that I was supposed to. Let's see. Yeah, no, it worked. Alright, so moving on. What's the next thing I need to do? Let's take a look again at the stuff here. Alright, party roles. I do need to make it so that you can edit those. We can list the organizations, we can list the individuals, we can list the records. we can... So what we need to be able to do is we need to be able to edit records, and we need to be able to add party types. I don't think we need to edit party roles. I'm going to double check on that. Maybe we do. Maybe it's party types. One of these we need to be able to edit. The other one we don't need to be able to edit. Or I think two of those we need to be able to edit. So select star from party types. I think this is just company or individual. Damn. Party role. Alright, that we need to be able to add to. So the other one, I think, doesn't actually exist here. I think I left it as an enum because it's just two options. So party role and then record type. Yep. So let's go back to here. Thinking about learning Go. It is an excellent thing to learn. And we just had, in the last stream I was kind of in a bad mood for some reason. Or, I don't know. I was kind of trolling, but... You know, I was being overly sarcastic, but we did go over good resources for learning Go. So I'm going to link you to creedsofcraftsmanship.com. This is not just Go resources. This is lots of resources for different things. But Creeds of Craftsmanship, there you go. There's that link. This is just good stuff to click around and start learning. Check out specifically the Go resources. And then I have a best resources for learning Go right here. And so, if you want to check that out, these are resources for learning Go. And I think the most important ones are... I need to I need to give these a priority. So this one is number one, actually. Let me just go ahead and edit this. All right, number two would be Effective Go, would be your number two resource. And then probably Go by example. If you want to pick just three things, those are the most important three things. And then the Go proverbs, that's just as important as all the other stuff. But these are all good. I'm going to put 0 here. Well, I don't know. There we go. There we go. Learn the philosophy, earn the language. So the original talk is actually really good. Technically, there's a lot of incorrect, outdated information in it, but the philosophy is what's most important. And then maybe I will just go ahead and prettify these links real quick. Effective Go. And Effective Go is a very short book. It's 55 pages. Boom. But this other stuff is good too. And I do need to put Simplicity is Complicated on the list. And here's all the talks that Google I/O has categorized for Go. I don't know what happened after 2014. They moved somewhere else. Yeah. And then, of course, I always recommend webinstall.dev for installing Go. Not having Vim bindings inside the GitHub editor is super painful sometimes. You are my people. You are my people. The only thing you don't like about Go is what? Oh, capital letters for exports? Meh. No, I think it's a good system. But I also grew up in the Ruby tradition. So I am used to having conventions like that. So I think it's great. I think because it's less syntax. It is yeah, I mean I can understand the criticism of it to some degree. I think that maybe they kind of overdid it with the tagging system, but I like it. Okay, there's no such no. See, now you're getting on the dark side. You're gonna bring out my dark side. C is crap. C is absolute crap. It's like, yeah, for historical purposes, cool. Please don't use C. We don't need memory errors. We don't need viruses. We don't need what C has to offer. Zig, great. Rust, great. Go, great. But C is bad. It is just downright bad. For what was it, the 70s? Okay, I mean, we didn't have as much experience in understanding computers and systems and networking and security, and things were still in their infancy back in the 70s. So it's not like they should have known better, because of course they couldn't have known better. But we know better now. See, I started my first real job was C and JavaScript. It's a good mix though, because you can learn how to write JavaScript in a very simple way from taking a page out of the book of C. You don't have to write super complicated JavaScript. You can write simple JavaScript that's enjoyable. So party roles and record type. Okay, we're gonna do this. We're not gonna create the ability to create new party types, because that's pretty set in stone. But we will do parties create role, parties create type. So what I need to do first is I need to go to the SQL, I need to go into the queries, I need to go under party, and then I just need to do... Oh, I already have it? When did I create this? Okay, I'll take it. Oh, no. This is not what I meant. Okay, wait. Okay, we got all this stuff here. All right, so we'll have parties create role. And this will be just exec, I think. Is that what we... Yeah, exec. That's what this is. And then we're going to insert into party roles. And what is that again? Let me take a look. Because I think I had more than one. Role and description. And are the descriptions nullable? Not null. This is nullable. Okay, fine. Okay, let me try one more time. What was that? Role? Yeah, role and description. Okay. Is it on click update? Is that correct? On conflict update. So I am working, well, I'm not personally working on it, but I am commissioning a new language called AI script. And I need to have a touch point with the guy who's working on it, but I'll show you some screenshots real quick. So it is a typed language for the browser, and the kicker is it will run in the browser without transpiling. So it has features that no browser language that I'm aware of has, but it is syntactically and semantically compatible with the browser. So you can see here, he's created a person object, or no, creating the person package, and then he creates a person object, and then it's doing all this underlining, and what it's saying is, a declaration for person has been detected. Do you want to insert it? Insert person declaration. Boom! Now the type information. So the type information, it's strongly typed. It's strongly and strictly typed. With the caveat, it does have enums, but that's still strictly typed. But it has type drafting, meaning that as long as you are editing a function, or as long as you are editing the code, and the type information is version draft, then it will allow you to change things about the type information, and the type annotations will be updated to reflect what you're doing. But then when you give it a version, you say, okay, this is person interface v1, then if you change any of the type information, it will result in an error. So that's what we're doing. So I'm really excited about it. And I'm hoping that I may be able to take over development at some point, because it's, kind of expensive to hire a world expert in language design. But if you want to change the world, you got to crack some omelets. Pay some money. All right. On conflict update. Okay. That should work. Yay for upserts. All right, parties create role. And then we should just copy basically the same thing into queries, not party, but what was it, record types? Yeah. Whoops, no. Oh, we're calling it ledger over here still. That's fine. And then what do we call this over here? All right, we're calling it code in description. That's probably a dumb idea. Probably going to regret that and have to fix it. Okay, relationships. Oh, why is there relationships? Oh, let me go back to the other one. This is the problem with comments. You should try to avoid comments in your code because the comments always become out of date. You copy something, you copy the comment with it by mistake, you don't delete the comment. Alright. On conflict update. Records create type. Okay, and then we need to go into routes. And probably, yeah. I'll take a page out of this one. I'm more tired than I thought I would be. This is going to be a short stream. Okay. So we're going to need to create a type, and it's going to be, I guess it's going to be a record type, and it's going to have a code, which is going to be a string. And it's going to have a code and a what? Description. Wait. Do I already have this type? Yeah, I do. Let me double check on that. Yeah, okay. I think I already have this type. I think that's actually... Okay, let me check under... Where was it? Okay, I think something failed. Yeah, that's normal. Okay, syntax error, ledger SQL. Okay, I need to go fix that. There we go. That one, and then I probably made the same mistake over here. Yep. Seriously, you know, one of the things that's really weird about SQL is that it has not changed in meaningful, important ways. Adding trailing commas to SQL is a no-brainer. I mean, give me one argument against it. Trailing commas are... That's just the way the world needs to be. Okay. On conflict, maybe do update? Is that correct? I don't remember off the top of my head. Insert into values. Okay, let's try this. Let's see if it still has a problem with the returning. It does. Okay, we'll get rid of it. Okay. Found my favorite quote about C. Our industry needs to get to a place where deploying code that isn't memory safe to handle network traffic is widely understood to be dangerous and irresponsible. Yes. Okay, let me bring this over for a sec. Preparing Rust TLS for writer adoption. Yeah, and then didn't we just have some big kerfuffle with OpenSSL 3? I mean, obviously, of course, when you move to a new version, you're going to have new security vulnerabilities and all that. But why in the world would you why would you rewrite OpenSSL? Why would you rewrite it in C? That Nice. Nice. This is great. Thanks for sharing. Yeah, I heard that. So they're saying they're not going to rewrite curl in Rust, but yet they're rewriting curl in Rust. All right. Currently live in a world where deploying a few million lines of C code on a network edge to handle requests is standard practice, despite all the evidence we have that such behavior is unsafe. Our industry needs to get to a place. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, 100% agree. There's just it's a weird thing. It's a weird thing that I don't know what the defense for C is. I don't know who comes along and says, "You know what? I've thought about it, and I think we should use C on purpose." Like whoever said that? Whoever said, "You know, I weighed the benefits and the pros and cons, and C's the right choice." I mean, maybe 20 years ago, but not today. And even 20 years ago, I think 20 years ago, what did we hit 1 gigahertz for the first time the year prior. So 21 years ago, I think, is when we hit 1 gigahertz, if I'm not mistaken. And so back then, I could see, and you know, we were running Windows 98, Windows XP. You know, Microsoft still hadn't realized that the internet was a thing. They still had it so that you could send messages to a Windows computer by its IP address on the public internet and cause it to pop up messages and take control of the computer. Okay, why is it complaining now? Fine. Okay. Insert, blah, 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 blah. Where's the problem? Show me the problem. This is the worst error of all time. This is so unhelpful. I'm assuming that it's this. I'm just going to delete this line that I added. I'm assuming that what I added is where the problem is. Okay. Alright, so the question is, what about this is wrong? Insert into... I'm just going to comment out the on conflict do update for a minute. Okay, what the letter L, man? Record type. Why am I naming some things plural and some things singular? What is wrong with me? It's okay. I'll fix it before it goes to prod. Famous last words. Really? How do you roll? I'm so hungry. Why? Why am I hungry? Undefined message. Okay, cool. Now we're back into a reasonable space, though. Where is the get records type? Where's that at? Okay, what did I do wrong here? Party roles. Parties create role. No. Parties list roles. Okay, let's go back to that. Parties list roles. Hey, thanks for the follow, WB something. What about something? What else we got here? May need to specify an index for the on-conflict clause. Specify an index. Oh. Oh, thanks. Yeah, thanks for the follow. Yeah, and there's this thing that pops up every once in a while and says, hey, if you want to follow, follow. Hey, everybody, how's it going? Good crowd tonight. Specify update with set. Conflict target. I will take that under advisement for right now. Because I was just leaving it there because I was copying it from the other thing that was already working. I don't actually need it, so it's fine to drop it for now. But I will come back around to look at that. Conflict target. Oh. But it's not joined. Oh, conflict update. Okay, anyway, I'll take a look at that later. Alright, queries. Parties list roles. Oh, I think my problem is that party roles does not have... Yeah. This is just a string. That's why it's a problem. Okay, righto. I get it. I was thinking I'll just reuse this other type. And I should. But I'm going to have to actually... Wait, what was it called here? My naming conventions for this are all over the place. This is such a bad project. It's because... I've mentioned this every time I worked on it. It's because I started it a year ago. And then the project got put on hold. Parties list roles. So, it's a mess. Wait, was I not there? Oh, that's in the wrong spot. Okay. And I'm going to do this as well. We're going to do... I'm just going to call that. And we're going to move this one over into the other file. Okay, so let's see now. If we go into party here, do we have the type that I want that is the party role? Yeah, we do. Okay, good. Now we have party role. That's what I wanted. I wanted it to generate that type so that I could use it up here. And where did I want to use that? I wanted to create the All right, create type. So we can do API dot record type. Alright, what's it griping about this? I could have sworn, wasn't it just in here? This says party role. That is definitely a type. Okay, and then the other question was, is it ledger type? No. Is it record type? We got record type. It's right here. No, we don't. Okay, what did we call it in the other one? No. Ledger. Is it ledger type? Okay. There's party role. Oh, records? Interesting. Why would this be... Oh, there it is. Record type. Yeah, record type. Record type. Ports v2. Oh, I was looking at the wrong... I was looking at the queries. Okay. There we go. That's it. Alright, so now it's going to pass in that. It's going to try to do the decode, yada yada. API.queries. What did we call it just a second ago? Records create type. Records create. Okay, so records create type. That's what it is on queries. Reports v2. No, it's just right here, right? So it is on queries. Records create type, right? API dot queries. Parties list roles. Oh, it needs a context.background, right? Ah. Okay, what am I doing wrong? Goodness knows. I'm just fat fingering everything. Well, the problem is I have too many different conventions on this project. I need to... Well, I need to get this little bit out of the way. Then I need to go back. I need to refactor it, rename all the things, and get some standard naming conventions in place. Because it is terrible. Oh, records create type params. Got it. Duh. Alright. Alright, so... There we go. Undefined new companies. Is that because somebody didn't compile? Undefined new companies. I don't understand that one. I didn't change anything here. Oh, this is... Oh, yeah, this is what I copy and pasted, and I need to go... Okay, I just gotta update what we're doing. Okay, let me check chat. Spent most of my career working in MySQL, so I have had to migrate my brain to Postgres over the last 2 years. So those are just some of the problems I've had with on-conflict. Okay. Well, welcome to the fold, brother. The grass is greener on this side. Typically speaking, one of the great things about Postgres is the better error messages. And none of that error 1307. Okay. I think the debugging tools are much better in general. Okay. I don't need that. And then I basically need to do the same thing here that I've done elsewhere. And what is it that I want? Whoops, I didn't want a comma there. Well, let's just put that in there for now. That'll be good enough. So we want... There we go. W, true, nil. All right, what is it saying? Should convert type info to records create. Okay, tell me more. All right, let's see. S1016. Also, I need to look at 559. That's probably something else. Use type conversion instead of manually copying struct fields. I actually have not encountered that before, surprisingly. At least not that I can remember. I did not realize that we could do type conversions that way. Or did I? I think I've done it before, actually. Oops. I just, for whatever reason, I didn't think of it that way. Because I've done it with bytes and string and some other types that are similar types. I don't think I've created myself types before like that where I just need to convert the one to the other. Alright, and where did that go anyway? But that's good advice. I like it. I like it. The tools make the man. Or the woman. Okay, what is this griping about? Individual list records? Individual. Why was this useful here? Oh, because this is a filter. Okay. And here, I'm not specifying which record types I want, but we actually should have that. Okay, my eyes are getting really heavy. I'm gonna have to quit on this one early, unfortunately. But I'm gonna get this to the point where these two things are working, and then I'll call it a night. If you got any suggestions for who to raid, let me know. Otherwise, I'll just kind of pull up and see who's on right now. Oh, and let me make sure I gotta plug all the things. bnna.net if you're interested. So this is our cloud hosting company. I expect that we will start having beta customers within the next 30 days. Within the next 30 to 45 days. Oh, cool. Awesome. Yeah. So I suspect that's about the time frame that we're looking at. We could do some really let's say, alpha type stuff a little bit sooner, meaning don't put anything production on it because it won't actually be a cluster. But I may just run up one server as soon as they tell me that our cabinet is ready and I need to go in for biometric stuff. So when they have me go in, when the cabinet's ready and they have me go in for the keys and the biometrics, I might just take a server up, but it won't be a cluster. It won't be using the file system that we're going to be using, the Ceph clustering. It won't be using the high availability clustering. It'd just be, hey, if you want to kind of see how some of the basic service stuff works. All right, and then it doesn't look like any of the normal peeps I follow are on right now. Oh, wait. It says I'm not logged in. Let me log in and see what it says then. No! I have to get a token. It's going to log me everything. Everything that I own is going to get logged out of because I'm going to travel a couple hours away. And in Utah, that's pretty normal. Okay, let's see. Okay, I think I got somebody that we can follow if there's no suggestions, or that we can rate if there's no suggestions. But let me get these two features cranked out real quick. So one, we need to be able to filter by record types. Individual list record params for individual list records, and then this was org list records is where it's being used. Okay, so I'm going to have to copy, I don't know why it's doing that, from org, oh yeah I do, org list records, which is going to be in routes. No, that was not it. What's it called down beneath it? Org list records, list ledger records. Got to rename that. Okay, that's in SQL, in queries and ledger. Alright, and we're going to have this. We're just going to copy that whole thing because we're going to want to apply that to the individual. Is it this one? Get party records by identifier. Is that what we're using in the other one here? Where was I at just now? It's in routes. List ledger records. No, we want the previous one. Individual list records. It's literally called individual list records. Yeah. Oh, but it's an individual, isn't it? Yeah, I've got this thing. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. This is such bad organization. So this would be more of an and. Oh, and I don't have SQL formatting. Of course I don't. No one has SQL formatting. It's just not a feature. Okay. So now that should work. Let me go back to the routes and make sure that record types, yeah, record types is in the query. Okay, good. And some of that stuff I'll have to abstract. Okay, good. And then, so we got that, and then I need to test that the create works, and then we're good. And then I'm gonna hit the snoozles for the night. Yeah, it's new for me. I've never done a colo run before, so it's I'm happy about it though. I'm surprised. I'm actually surprised with the response that we're getting. We're getting a response that's for basically having put up that landing page and a tweet. Well, I probably made 4 or 5 tweets. But for the little tiny bit that we've done, I am really surprised at the response that we're getting. And yeah, maybe it's going to be one of those things where 90% of the the people that are clicking the request invite button are not actually going to do anything, and that's fine. We started, the idea was originally just for us, but then because it was costing more, it's like, well, maybe we can bring in some other people too, and yeah, we'll test things out probably for about 6 months or so, and then form a more formal agreement, because I drafted the contract between the 3 of us and just sent it via just as an email, and just said, hey, digitally sign this by hitting reply. And I mean, we worked it out, but I wanted something a little bit more formal, because there's money on the line, there's reputation on the line, there's things that are on the line, and I just think that it's like good fences build good neighbors. Good contracts can help, I don't know, it just knowing what the boundaries are and what the expectations are and having it in writing is good, so that it's clear and we all agree that, this is what we're doing and this is what our expectations are. And yeah. Okay, so the thing that I need to do, I created the records create type right here. And so I just need to test it, because it looks like, yeah, this looks like it's going to work. Okay, so let's take a look right here. Was it this one? This one. Did I stop it? What is going on? Alright, so that goes here. Cannot find module. Records create type is undefined. Okay. I have too many similar names of things. So it's complaining about it there, but it's not complaining about it here. Why is it complaining about it? Why isn't it complaining about it here? Probably because that does exist. Records create type. Or is this up one layer? I need to probably go back. Hold on. Let me go back here. Well, first, let me figure out what was the name of the function that I just created. I called it records sudo create type. Ah, that's probably my problem, because over here yeah, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to fill out the other one, and then we're going to call it a night. So I need to get the parties, create role. So I'm just going to copy this one. It's basically going to be the same thing. Just change some wording. Okay. And then I get to change this to role info, because this becomes party role. And then this becomes role info here. And this becomes role info here, but this will be parties create role params, and then parties create role. And then this, instead of type params, is role params, and then that's role params. And then we fix this little typo there. Okay. Alright, let's see if it's cool. Now it's listening in. So, you know, since it's typed, there's a high degree of confidence that this is actually going to work on the first try. We need to do... I'm just going to copy that. Actually, let me do it this way. Then sudo list records. Then sudo list. No. And actually, I should have named those the other way too. Sudo records list. Well, list record, whatever. Party role create. Okay, was it? Is it RPP? Is that? It's that. Okay, that's the one. I always get that confused with RR versus PP. And that brings to mind a funny story, because R&R is rest and relaxation, and PP is, well, it's going P. So I lived in Albania, and in Albania, the word for relax is taken from, I don't know if they took it from Italian or English, but rinevoi is the kind of word a college student would use, or somebody who's got kind of a nicer vocabulary, because a lot of the foreign words are in what people who are more educated use. So rinevoi is to renew, to relax. Urinoi is to urinate. And one time this girl told me the story where some friend of hers came over and said, "What are you doing?" And she said, "Duke urinuar," which means either I'm relaxing or I'm peeing. It's audibly not distinct. And I still remember that because I thought it was such a funny story. Because at that point, I spoke at a... Let's see. No, I didn't speak that well yet, because I think I'd only been in the country about 4 months maybe at that time. I think that was in Lushnia, if I remember correctly. Anyway, yeah, it was a funny story. It's probably not as funny to anybody else because, you know, you don't know the language. But it's just one of those little, you know, punny things. Loud and cold and big, Colo. I worked as a freelance contractor early in my career, and I put everything in writing to set expectations. Good practice. Yeah. Yeah, it's good. Documenting things is good in lots of different ways. All right, so now I need to do this sudo party role create is what we're calling it. All right, so basically it's just got the boilerplate to create the token. That was one of the reasons I wanted this. And we can just get rid of that bash there. That's from last year when I used to write in bash because I didn't know any better. In my foolish days. Oh, bless me. So this would be party roles. And then of course I would need some sort of way to delete this. But we're not going to worry about that right now. Why I copied this thing just to get the letter H there, I don't know. That was silly. I do stuff like that all the time where I copy something and I'm really only going to use 2 letters from it. Alright, role is deletable role. And description is, whoops, delete from party role where role equals deletable gonna be great. Okay, was it griping about this? Did you forget to close this quoted string? Ah, indeed. Indeed I did. Now this one... There we go, like that. Add a deletable role. Then, of course, I'm going to have to add a way to delete a role. No, I shouldn't really, because we're not going to be deleting roles. If we're going to delete roles, we're going to do it manually. It's not something that we're going to add. What's going on here? Public party roles. Public party roles. Okay, that's not the one where... So this is where it's 404ing. Sudo party roles. API sudo party roles. Is that not what I set it up as? Sudo. Oh, whoops. It's got the dupla sudo. There we go. Add deletable role. I found party roles. Oh. Yeah, I guess I had to do that a year ago. Or not a year ago. That one I think I added last month. There we go. This is the better way to go about it, though. Could not decode JSON body. Okay, I can believe that. Let's see. What did I do wrong? We have... Okay. That looks correct. Okay, there. Description. It's got the comma in the right place. Let me try this though. It looks right. Role and description. Okay, so let's go in and check and see what's going on. And we were doing the parties, right? Yeah, parties, sudo create role. So decoder, party role. I probably need to just make sure, first and foremost, that it's the right kind of party role. So let me go into reports v2 here and look for, where was this actually at? This was in, should be in party, I guess, right? Party role. Oh, but that's going to be in models. So party role. Struct role description. Did I misspell anything here? Ah, null string. I don't think that should be a problem, actually. Description. Spelled it right. So just double check right here. Role, role, description, description. Oh, is it the way this stringifies? I think it's the way that it stringifies. I think I had this problem elsewhere where I had to copy the null string over. I think that's the problem because it comes out as value. So maybe what I should have done instead, for simplicity's sake, is have empty string but not a null string, because with this I'm going to have to copy the whole thing over. So let me go back and look at this because we have the null string. Yeah, I had to do something like that here. And there was one where I had to for over everything. I had a range. Women, Fire, and Dangerous Things. A book about category theory. What categories reveal about the mind? Do we have it in Audible format? No. Do we have it in PDF format? Because I might try with Speechify. Speechify does all right. It's not great, but it's good enough, and I hope that eventually they'll get there. It's better than anything else. Okay. Where was the little bit where I had this thing that I was already doing? I don't know where it is. It's okay. We're going to do parties, create role. We're not going to decode this way. We're going to create... Let's see. We're going to have to do type party role full. Party role JSON. I don't know. JSON. Struct. It's going to be role string role. Whoops. JSON role. And then description. Description. Whoops. And then we needed SQL. If len of all info dot description. Why did my D not capitalize there? It's greater than 0, then null desc dot string is equal to all info dot description and null desc dot valid is true. All right, what's going on here? Oh, we need to use different syntax because we're not casting, we're copying. Missing comma in argument list. Description. Oh, no, we're not. It was behind the times. Okay, so we got that one, and then we need to go fix the other one. The party sudo create role, so we also have records sudo create type. And this part is almost identical. I can just basically copy and paste it and switch out a couple of things. And then instead of role, info. Oh, whoops. I just copied it back over the same thing. Alright. What was it? Records sudo create type. Whoops. Create type. There we are. So here we can basically come down to about right here. And then we can just replace role params with type params. We can replace role info with type info. We can replace role with code. I think we could have had oh, that does need to stay type. And then I guess we could replace parties with record. Alright. It's coming together. Oops. I'll just put that right here. Instead of party role, it'll be record. And instead of role, it'd be type. This actually gets mixed. Because that becomes code. Because I can't do a lowercase type. Well, actually I probably could, because I don't think I have to name anything at the top level type. It's just nested structs. So maybe it would work. Okay, let's see if it compiled And it's listening, yeah. All right, cool. So let's give this a try now that we've restructured the database. Okay, cool. Excellent, looks great. So now we should see in here deletable type. Where's it at? Deletable role. Fetch roles. See, did anything go wrong? Did it return before? Select start from party role. You guys sleep? Alright, have a good night. Thank you. Thanks for the well wishes. Okay, deletable role is here. Uh-oh. Am I misspelling deletable? Deletable. Okay, I misspelled deletable in one place. At least. And then we need to have here semicolon 100% full send. Okay, cool. That worked out great. Phantasmagorical, super happy. And then CPRRP, and this one is not going to be party role create, it's going to be record type create. And we're going to replace all instances of party with record and all instances of role with type. Except that that's going to be code. Code. All right, cool. Let's try it out and see if it worked. That went wrong. Oh, no, it didn't. It's right there. Great. So then I'll just copy and paste this. All right, cool. It worked. So we got something working. That means we commit. I'm just going to whip it because I got to get me some sleep. Can add party roles and record types. All right, y'all. And then let's see. Our rate options have changed. There's a just dev who's live. And there's the dev dad. Kind of want to root for the underdog, but this guy's named the dev dad. I mean, Because the Just Dev has only got 5 viewers right now, and it'd kind of be nice to say, hey, let's just give you 5 more viewers. But I'm sorry, the name, the Dev Dad, I gotta throw it towards the Dev Dad. So we're gonna /raid the Dev Dad. Give me 1 second on that. Ideas at random. Hey, thanks for the follow. Yes, and if you want to, that link should have just popped up. Oh no, that was the software engineering link. Let me put the like link back up if you want to. Like, sub, follow. And then also, if you want to, check out bnna.net if you're interested in privately owned cloud hosting. And then where'd that raid go? Raid is going right here. Boom. Alrighty. Well, thanks for stopping by. Hope to see you again soon. Catch you later. Adios.